Okay, so you've downloaded the Blockbench software and you've installed the CPM plugin, and let's say that you actually have a skin that you'd like to start off with. If you don't, I'm going to make a video of how this will look like from that perspective, but this is, let's say you do have a skin. You made one, or you downloaded one from one of the many Minecraft skin making websites that there are. I think that's kind of convenient, especially if your character is biped or is just a classic, human character. But yeah, anyways, download that PNG. You're gonna be left with something like this, right? It's a very small image. And what you're gonna want to do with that is take it to any image editing software of your choice. It doesn't particularly matter which one. I'm using Metabang Paint Pro. I think you can use GIMP. Pad is fine, all of them are free. But anything that allows you to change the canvas size is what's important here. So I'm gonna edit canvas size and change it to 128 by 128 pixels. So what's happened here, right? We've added all of this space, and the reason why we're adding all of this space is because this top left corner belongs entirely to the Minecraft skin that we just had, right? So if you were to add hats, ears, scales, there is actually no space really in this top left corner for you to place them in and be able to color them. That's what all of this extra space is for. That's why it's important. So save this image. And now I'm left with this PNG here that has all of this extra space that we just expanded into. Then go to Blockbench and go to File, New, Customizable Player Models Model. And that's where this important little number that I mentioned in the previous video is for, right? Texture size, change it to 128 by 128. This will say 64 by 64. Don't forget to change it to 128 by 128 because you can fix it later. It's just a pain in the butt to do that, okay? So just do it right off the bat. This is gonna make you, it's gonna reflect that change that we just did in the skin, okay? So 128 by 128. Don't do anything with texture optional here, and model, it can be either slim or default. It does not matter. Just use whatever is you'd like to work with, right? Click confirm. Now that we're on this skin, this page, right? This isn't the skin we want. We're going to want to go to this bottom left corner here. That's where the textures are. Right click on skin and click change file. It's right here. Change file, continue, and upload that image that we just expanded upon. Okay, that's right here. Now when you click on anything in the outliner section, any of these blocks in the outliner section, you're going to see them highlighted on this top left corner where the UV maps are. Without getting too much into that, this basically just reflects, everything that is highlighted in blue belongs to that block. So when I click on the head block, everything that's highlighted in blue is the colors that belong to the head block. Everything that's colored in blue when I click the body belongs to the body block, and so on and so forth. What you're going to notice is that if you had a secondary layer, you won't see it reflected right off the bat. Now, there technically is meant to be a native fix in Blockbench for that, but based on what I've seen and based on what I've tried, that doesn't really work. So we're going to have to do it manually. It's all analog here. It's not too difficult really, but it's just a little inconvenient and tedious. So just follow along. What you're going to want to do first is click on the shift key and select all of these cubes on the right hand side. Don't select the folder, select the cube itself. The head, body, arms, and legs. You can either right click, first of all, right click, click duplicate. To duplicate things, you can either right click and duplicate them, or you can do Command D or Control D. Whatever is fine, right? Both of them work. Now you've got a duplicated section of head, bodies, etc., right? First of all, for just visibility's sake, rename these, okay? So everything that we've duplicated, the head, the secondary layer is the hat, the jacket, like the body is a jacket, left arm is left sleeve, right arm is right sleeve, left leg is left pant, right leg is right pant. And the name itself doesn't really matter. This is just what they're typically called, and it'll make it easy for you to keep track of your layers. Which is important because the more blocks you end up adding, the harder it is to keep track of them. So just, you know, just do it. Okay, we got that done. Now what you're going to want to do is first take the hat, go up here to where it says elements, and right where it says size, all the way to the right side, it says inflate. Inflate this to 0.5 for the hat. Then you can shift click, or individually, it doesn't really matter, but you can shift click the rest of the things you just duplicated and inflate those guys to 0.25. This is gonna be, you can actually inflate them to however much you would want, but if you want it to reflect how the Minecraft skin usually looks in Minecraft without any real like Blockbench finagling, those are the dimensions. And now it's gonna be nice and chunky. But we actually want this to reflect on our secondary layer, so now what you're gonna want to do is go to the UV on the top left again. And first thing you want to make sure is that Move Textures with UV is not ticked on. If it is ticked on, this is what's going to happen. You're going to grab the UV layer that's corresponding to the head, and you're going to be moving everything along with the colors, and that's not what we want right now. So make sure that's not ticked on. If you have things that are moving all together with the colors, that's usually the problem. So untick that, click on your hat, and then drag it over until you find that second layer. And, you know, in this case, it's on the right-hand side. I'm pretty sure it's always, you know, formatted a specific way. But if you just don't know it from memory, you know, just move it around until it looks right. So in my case, that's it. This cube right here represents the front side. I can see that the flower is on the right side right here. And that's it, right? Then I go to the jacket. Okay, I've grabbed my jacket. I gotta move it down. And now my bandana is on, and the tail is on. Okay, beautiful. Left sleeve, pretty sure that's right here. Yeah, right sleeve is right here. I mean, this makes no sense to me, but sure, whatever, Minecraft. Anyway, left pant is right there for the little feet. And then right pant is right there. And now all of my secondary layers are good to go. So again, you can totally just inflate them as much or as little as you want. This is just the actual sizes for Minecraft. And I mean, that's how it would look, I guess, if I... it's 0.25 maybe. Yeah, if I did 0.25. I mean, it looks good, honestly. But yeah, that's the basics of importing your actual skin to Minecraft. And now you have this guy, and boom, he's ready to go.